There we go. I'm the Executive Director of the Metropolitan Transportation Commission, the federally designated MPO for the 9-county San Francisco Bay Area. And in that role, we not only conduct long-range planning and project prioritization for the Bay Area's 7 million residents, we also are the recipient of the Federal Transit Administration formula and Federal Highway Administration funds. Put simply, a strong federal role in our nation's multimodal transportation system has been essential for the entirety of our nation's history. But transportation is not just about moving people and goods, as was noted. It is about access to opportunity and quality of life, and we believe it is time for the federal government to do more. We at MTC and the nation's other MPOs look forward to working with you to reauthorize the FAST Act, to strengthen our economy and create new opportunities for well-paying jobs that can rebuild our nation's ailing transportation infrastructure while continually striving to make travel both safer and more reliable within and across the nation's diverse communities. The local, state, federal partnership model enshrined in the FAST Act is a model that works. In the Bay Area, our local commitment to this model includes over $1.5 billion annually of sales tax and toll dollars dedicated to our multimodal transportation system. All are voter approved. Even still, our residents recognize that more needs to be done as they continue to experience daily our congested roadways and increasingly aging and crowded transit systems. In 2017, our state legislature committed to holding up its end of the partnership bargain, voting by a 2/3 majority a historic transportation funding package comprised of a wide array of user fees that generates over $5 billion annually. These funds are solely dedicated to rebuilding and improving California's streets, highways, and bridges, and public transit systems. And the cornerstone of that bill was restoring the gas tax to its purchasing power in 1994 and indexing it into the future. Providing for continued growth in the U.S. economy demands a much larger federal commitment to the local state-federal partnership. As a member of the family of MPOs, we especially call upon Congress to expand the share of funds that are invested in the nation's metropolitan areas, the engines of our nation's economy. Two programs in particular have been vital to regions' ability to create solutions to challenges we face at the local level across the country. Specifically, the Surface Transportation Block Grant Program, which we continue to call STP, and the Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality, or CMAQ program, enable the flexibility that creative solutions demand across very different communities. As an example, in the Bay Area, we are now using this flexibility to direct STP and CMAQ dollars to cities and counties as an incentive to build more housing at or near existing transit stops and other transportation services. This strategy leverages federal funds by enhancing significantly a transportation project's mobility and access benefits, encouraging those who can now live closer to transit and those projects to actually use it, which in turn helps to curb congestion and reduces longer auto trips and carbon emissions. Importantly, STP and CMAQ programs deliver funds to an array of projects that improve people's lives at a very local level, giving taxpayers more confidence and visible certainty about how federal money is being spent and invested in their communities. Therefore, we urge you to invest more funds in STP and to directly allocate those block grants to MPOs nationwide so that their residents can benefit from projects selected at the regional level, consistent with priorities developed in the regional transportation plans. In addition, we would ask you to restore the local distributed share of STP to its historic level of 62.5%, if not higher. Directing more dollars to metropolitan areas serves all of our interest. The Bay Area and other metro areas continue to drive national economic output, and in these areas, new innovations are most often made and new technologies are being developed and deployed. As we look to the future, the field of transportation may be poised to undergo as much change in the next decade as any time since the automotive age. For those of us that have been in the transportation field our entire career, the pace of this change is astounding. Overnight, cities are finding their streets and sidewalks teeming with new e-bikes or e-scooters deployed by the latest shared mobility startups. And in my home in the San Francisco Bay Area, we are seeing these changes up close with the likes of Tesla, Uber, Lyft, Google's Waymo, Apple Car, Cruise Automation, and dozens more. And as with all technological breakthroughs, there are risks as well as benefits. Building the highway and communications platform necessary for a connected and autonomous future is a fundamental federal responsibility we would urge this committee to take up. In addition to the technological change, we are preparing ourselves in the Bay Area region to be more resilient in the face of a changing climate, and in particular, sea level rise. One visible local example is State Highway 37, which travels through Marin, Solano, Napa, and Sonoma counties in the north of our region. This 20-mile corridor is regularly backed up with traffic and too often shut down due to flooding during the winter season, including twice in the last few weeks. What's more, it is also highly vulnerable to complete inundation due to sea level rise 30 years from now. Improvements for the project are designed to improve ecological enhancements up front in tandem with reducing the roadway flooding vulnerability. As this committee considers the future of the federal transportation program, I would encourage you to prioritize projects like this that will help communities across the nation adjust to a changing climate. In conclusion, Madam Chair and committee members, America's diverse metropolitan areas are primed to tackle the myriad mobility and related access challenges of the future, be they technical, financial, environmental, or societal in nature. We seek and ask a strong federal partnership to help support the solutions to address those challenges, and in doing so, to seize the opportunities this country should extend to all of its people. Thank you.